Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series as we are here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. It's a little dirty as we're getting ready to have the clash here tonight. Little kickoff to the new season. Little, let your hair down, have a little fun. Get the car a little sideways on purpose out here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. Looking forward to it here. Love me some dirt track action. We'll see how these next-gen cars can handle the dirt and how these drivers can handle the next-gens on the dirt. As we're going to have some heat racing. We're going to have a feature here as well. It's going to be 10-lap heat races, followed by a 60-lap feature. By all accounts, I believe everyone is going to qualify to the feature. It's just kind of got to set up the starting order through the heats. So we're getting ready for heat number one right now. But Carl and we're joining the booth by Jimmy Cover. Jimmy, we've been asking for it for a while. We want a dirt track series on CRN schedule. We want some heat racing. Well, we got at least for one night.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique track to kind of come out here, and something they did. They added some dirt to this thing and let the boys have fun. I couldn't imagine putting it down and then having to pick it all back up again to go back asphalt racing. But they did it here, and they're doing it here for Pit Road Speed Limit Racing, and we're back. And to start off, this is a kind of pre-show game here for the drivers, and right now they just took the track out there as they are running the heat races. So on the track right now, Dylan Emerson, Tiffany Ellis, Matthew Hake, Josh Duncan, Cody Brewer, Richard Covington Jr., Thomas O'Connor, and Bruce Spencer. So they're about to take the track and get things out. We're going to watch from the tower here tonight and see how kind of view, because there's going to be plenty of sliding around, and let's see if anybody loses control. Carl?
Yeah, everyone is going to lose control. It's control chaos on the dirt here. I actually had the pleasure of being able to go to the dirt weekend here at Bristol a few years back, and I got to see the Truck Series race and the Cup Series race here on the dirt. The races were not too bad. They were so. You could definitely tell the dirt track drivers compared to the other ones that were out there just trying to survive. But it's a unique experience for sure. Anytime you go to Bristol Motor Speedway, but especially when they're throwing in a little dirt. Hopefully these drivers are ready to throw it down here again. They had their little off season, still technically the off season, just got the fun race here tonight, but we're ready to get some racing action here. The pace truck is off, green flag is out. We're racing here at Bristol.
One thing about the dirt track, it doesn't have a track map, so we're just doing our best here tonight.
It's an oval.
It's an oldie, right? But the 9 of Tiffany Ellis getting out front, doing her thing here on dirt track. So the 9 leading the way here, taking early lead over Dylan Emerson in that number 6.
Well, Tiffany, a dirt track racer in real life, so I would expect her to have some kind of skill here tonight. As the 18 getting up into the wall there a little bit, as maybe get a little help there from the 21 to get it back going, get it back straight. As should be again a fun one here tonight. Just quick 10-lap heat here. This will set the starting order for the feature, and since this is heat number 1. Winner of this one gets the pole. So this is an important one. Not that any other ones aren't, but obviously the further up you finish here in this one, the better off your starting spot for the feature, as there will be, it looks like 3 heats here tonight. So every position you finish back, you're starting 3 spots back. So winner here in this heat will start on the pole. Second place is going to start back there in 4th, so on and so forth. So that's why you see the 6 now of Dylan Emerson really trying to get after it and trying to get that lead away from Ellis to try and take the pole here for tonight. As a little rubbing and racing here, as the 6 now works his way around Ellis. Let's see if Ellis can ride the cushion up there and try and run him back down.
Yeah, it's a little bit, dirt racing's obviously a little bit different. You're gonna see the cars kind of use different lines and actually looking for dirt. When the stuff starts going away, it just becomes super slick. And just
for the moisture.
Looking for that moisture, get some traction on the track. Only 4 laps to go here, but obviously a great battle here up front. A little rub and racing here at the dirt here. And I'm sure we'll get a little more chaotic with a few more on the track. Everybody kind of spread out right now. This is a battle on the track at the moment between these two for first and second. but we'll back it up here just a little bit, get some good pass-by shots here. The 9, or excuse me, yeah, the 9, not the 88, definitely listed as the 9 here tonight in the lineup. So changing from that 88, Carl. So the 9 will be on track there, so don't get confused too much. Tiffany Ellis's number has changed.
Yeah, sometimes you'll change of teams, change of scenario, change of paint scheme. Certainly something Tiffany does quite a bit. Can change your outlook on the season. So we'll see if it works out here for Ellis. As going to get the white flag at this time by 1 more lap to go in heat number 1. Emerson leading the way. And if you're new to dirt, like Jimmy was mentioning, you take a look at those different colors on the track, the different colors of brown, that is. And you can definitely see it better from the point of view right now. You see kind of the lighter colored dirt down here. It's not as light as it will be towards the end, towards the feature race. It's still got a lot of grip in it down there. That's why you see the driver still down there. You see that darker colored dirt up at the top. That's where there's still quite a bit of moisture. You don't want to fully drive up there. You kind of just want to set that right rear tire. Oh, yeah. Luckily the other race was over for that. Yeah. But you want to kind of set that right rear tire on that what's considered the berm there, and use that good grip in the moisture out there to get yourself around. But the line is slowly going to work its way up high enough that sometimes driving in the slick at the bottom is still the quickest way around. So we'll see how the track evolves here tonight. It's not just as cut and dry, and normally on an asphalt track, you're looking to avoid the wetness. You're looking to avoid the moisture, but here tonight you're going to be searching for it possibly all night and searching for where you feel comfortable. And as much as fun as it is, sliding these cars sideways and drifting through the corners and just having a blast getting it sideways, you want to kind of try and keep it as straight as possible. You want to try and it's the fastest way around is keeping as much grip to those tires as possible. And if you're sideways, unless you're pointed to get out of that corner, you're not really gaining any kind of time. You want to be able to keep it online by keeping it a little bit sideways, sticking it out there a little bit, but you don't want to just go in there and throw it completely sideways. You're just going to lose a ton of time.
Yeah, so for that heat race, Dylan Emerson did win over Tiffany Ellis, Matthew Hake, Josh Duncan, Thomas O'Connor, Richard Covington, Judy Cody Brewer, and Bruce Spencer for your first heat. Now on to race number 2, as you have Austin Smith, Joe Francis, Dylan Jacobs, Chase Ballard, Joshua Smith, Austin Wells, and Uncle Tank.
There are 8 cars here in heat number 2, as I believe we have 23 or 24 cars here tonight for the festivities. And again, this will set second place, so this will set the outside of the front row here for the start. And these starting positions right here for the heat were based on their qualifying efforts. So Austin Smith was the second fastest qualifier here tonight. But we'll see if Joe Francis can get a better start here, just like Tiffany Ellis did. And I'm not sure if that was Tiffany Ellis just getting a better start, or maybe a little bit more moisture on that outside line to get the start of the race. But the pace truck is off. Another green flag is out. We're racing again here in heat number 2.
And away they go. A little slow start there from the inside allows the 5 to kind of get in there, and you see drivers pushing it really hard there in that one. But we're gonna have a spin here as Dylan Jacobs is gonna get that turned around there with Joe Francis, and they're gonna get it spun around here quickly as possible because the cars are coming. As there is no caution at the moment, and here they come.
Caution is out.
Is it out? It is.
Yep, caution is out. Yep. So we're getting woed up here, and that's the only thing we're not sure of is if caution laps will be counting tonight, so we'll have to keep an eye on that here as the 48 and then third there trying to get it woed up and get the field. It was a little bit of a sketchy moment there for Joshua Smith, as pace truck just no bother, just drives right through some of these cars, just unaware. I mean, I guess pace truck was blinking out, but Either way, Austin Smith, you've seen, as Jimmy mentioned, a little bit of a slow start. I think it's a little bit dry on that inside line there on the start of this thing, and it'll be interesting to see how the feature plays out, and if these drivers have a lane choice. If their leader, maybe choosing the outside lane is better, because you see that darker dirt up at the top, still got a little bit of moisture up there, and that's where the tires are going to grip up, because these aren't just slick tires on the car. They do have dirt track tires on these next gens here tonight, so they got grooves in them to try and grip up on that dirt. But down where it's dry down here, it's kind of matted down. All the moisture is pushed out of there, so it's like you're driving on a slick track with treaded tires, so you have less grip down there, where if you get up there in that moisture and that darker colored dirt, that's where the tires can kind of dig in a little bit and get you a little bit better of a run. Not a crazy amount, but
I want to know who's driving around with the tractor tires. I see tractor tire tracks on the track.
Well, they got to pack this track down one way or another.
I'm just kind of looking at the treads. Obviously, iRacing does a pretty good job for what they have as far as a graphics engine. And they've come a long way. And then, there was talk, it's been about a year or so now, about trying to reinvent the graphics engine for, and basically allow the graphics cards to do their job a little more better than putting so much stress on the actual CPU itself. So it's just one thing, you play a lot of games out there and everything's graphics card, and you come to iRacing and you better have a pretty decent CPU, because it is pretty stressful. And it's even with my graphics card running at 85 or 90%, my CPU is still running a good 50 to 60%. Because of all the stuff that it does, and it's unlike that with any other game, and even the newer games these days. But we're gonna get this thing back going. Doesn't look like we're down to 6 laps. You can see the rear ends of them cars trying to take off as the driver trying to get in the throttle to take off, and the inside just not quite where it wants to be. So it might be something that we see here for the main event and the other heat races. But the outside of Chase Ballard getting the lead here early on this restart here over Austin Smith and Dylan Jacobs.
Yeah, the 54 started in 4th place. He's now up to 1st. So a good heat race here for Chase Bullard is going to put him in a good prime spot to get the feature race underway. You see a good battle back here, the 48. Riding that outside where that grip is. You see the big run that he gets. Oh, the 19. Little shot there to the 50 as Francis was the driver that started on the outside of the front row, but he's gotten shuffled back now into 6th position. And looks like he's not the last one in the running. Austin Wells is 7th right now in the running, and maybe just getting out there having a little bit of fun. Uncle Tank looks like didn't take the green flag here tonight. Maybe waiting for the feature, maybe deciding not to run at all. But exactly. Well, we are on the last lap here, and how about the 33 sending it here on the last lap? Side by side down the backstretch. We see a slider into 3 and 4. Not going to happen. The 54 Bullard stays in it, and he's going to get the win here in heat number 2. Started in 2nd place here for the feature. Austin Smith going to have to settle for 2nd. Dylan Jacobs, Joshua Smith, Cody Handler having a little fun post-race. Joe Francis, Austin Wells, and then Uncle Tank for your 8-car field in heat number 2. Heat number 3 lining up this way. Ron Millum on the pole, Michael Garcia, Brian Roy, Kyle Emerson, Anthony Emerson, Braden Craycraft, Kelly Akron, and Will O'Connor for your 8 cars. We got 24 cars out here tonight. This will set 3rd place for the feature for the winner here in this one, and it's, I don't know. I almost would rather start in would be 6th place then for the feature, because at least you're starting on the outside line, because it seems like that inside is starting to get pretty dry. I'm not sure if there's a reset or not. Trying to see the rules here. And I don't see anything about a track reset or anything like that for the feature, meaning that they the iRacing crew comes out and reworks the track, puts down some new moisture, and basically freshens up the track for the drivers. I don't know if they're going to be doing that here tonight or not for the feature, or if it's just going to burn out more and more. And it'll get to the point where it's light brown right now down the bottom where it's kind of lost all its moisture. It'll get to the point where it'll start turning black. It'll start actually literally rubbering in on the bottom, and that does not mean it's got all of a sudden some grip. It does not. You want to avoid the rubber like it's black ice out there. It is very, very slick, and you're going to be wanting, you'd be better off running the wall at that point and just kind of leaning that right rear on the wall, getting around this track. But we'll see who can get the third starting spot here in the feature tonight with the win in heat number 3.
Yeah, they're getting ready to go. We're going to ride on board Anthony Emerson back here in 5th place. Down on that inside, we'll see how things go. Here's the green flag drops. Does look like a pretty decent start there by the inside this time, but and able to get out there. But you can see immediately get slid up to this inside, and
slid out in the back here.
Around here as they're facing the wrong way. We'll get the cameras out here just a little bit, see what's going on. They got to be careful because the traffic will come, and can he stay out of the pits? He does, but in danger of going a lap down. But I believe it does look like they're going to stay green.
Yep, going to stay green here.
Yeah, Kyle Emerson out front. And the number 60 here going to work his way. Now he's got lap traffic to deal with. The 42 gets out of the way, and whether he wants to or not, so slide out there a little bit. And you see that 60 really throwing that car around here, trying to just use the momentum. With the car coming down the straights and that sliding use for slowing down. Michael Garcia back here, and he's going to get spun around there by the 82. As the 82 gets involved, but it comes down 40, second to 42.
Oh, that's not the way you want to be pointing.
Oh no, somebody goes
82 down through the pits, the 91 in the wall on the outside, now the 42 into the 64. It's melee, and now a caution flag will come out. And luckily, this thing is not for points here tonight, as Thomas O'Connor ends up throwing the yellow flag, one of the admins here, and I think that might have been the right call.
Yeah, getting a little out of control. Drivers trying to get it going, straight, and obviously only a few quick laps here and there. This is just kind of for fun, for 1 and 2 to set the order. You already know you're going to start back the field here a little bit, but we want to go ahead and knock these heat races out and get this thing done. We will have a 60-lap feature, which is quite a little while to be out there. And though I don't know whether they'll have to pit or not, Carl, let's talk a little bit about tire wear, because it has changed over the years.
Yeah, and unfortunately for the dirt track enthusiasts like myself, when they came out with the dirt track tire, I was a huge fan because it wore out quite quickly if you were out there just burning up the tires and didn't know how to conserve tires on the dirt. And as bad as I am, a lot of times I suck saving tires on asphalt. On dirt, it was phenomenal. You had to actually think about how you were driving the car, and you couldn't just floor it and kick that thing sideways constantly. You had to worry about it. And there was points where in a 40, 50 lap feature, drivers were blowing their right rear tires because it wore out that quickly. Now, unfortunately, I don't know if people complained about it or, well, whined about it is probably more likely. And boo-hoo, I can't do it. I can't drive on dirt. I want to go to the floor. Well, either way, iRacing has updated the tire model, and you can wear down the tires, and you can definitely feel the difference between a new tire set compared to an old one. But I don't know if it's enough to warrant coming in. I mean, maybe if it's a little bit later in the race, if it's say there's a caution after 40 laps in the feature, and you come in and have a new set of tires for the last 20 laps, maybe at that point you can kind of feel a little bit of a difference and have an advantage. But yeah, it's unfortunate that I think they bingoed it on the first go round, and I'm sure some whiners made them change it back and get some grip all the way through the tire runs. But pace truck lights are out. Time to get heat number 3 back underway, and it is going to be the 60 of Kyle Emerson that leads him to the green flag. Now the question is, can a leader do something here? At least he controls the restart on this one, but we've seen that inside line just not be good at all here tonight so far.
Yeah, maybe the 60 push that 3 up there just a little bit, try to or at least some moisture, and that was just that a little bit, but kind of holding up a little bit. Almost a pass before the start finish line there on the outside by the 64, and then they're going to go around again, but they're going to keep going here up front. 60 out front needs to keep it going here, see if they can catch the white flag before caution comes out. There was a kind of a ruckus there going into that turn, and here they are back, white flag in the air. Kyle Emerson up top looking to bring home this heat race here. Braden Craycraft there in Pete number 2, and Buck Garcia for your top 3 in the E2 of Brian Roy right there, and then Pinzo machine coming in for it. And you have Will O'Connor out there, and Kelly Akron, here he comes, and then Anthony Emerson having issues with that purple number 42 here tonight, and the 91 calling it quits here for the Heaters.
Well, that is all 3 heat races done and dusted here tonight, and it's about time to get to our feature race. No warm-up here tonight. The lights are on, and it looks like the track was reworked here. So got a brand new, fresh track, or at least got some moisture back in it. You see the tracks lining up nicely. We got our starting order. We got our 24 drivers that are eligible to take the green. Not sure if all of them are going to or not. Maybe they thought the heat race was the only thing here tonight, but either way, 24 cars ready to roll. Jimmy, why don't you give us a rundown of that order here tonight?
Quick rundown of tonight's order of 24 drivers here with Pit Road Speed Limit Racing. You have Dylan Emerson on the pole with Chase Pillar on the outside, then Kyle Emerson and Tiffany Ellis on row number 2. Austin Smith, Brady Craycraft back there in row number 3. Matthew Hake and Dylan Jacobs on row number 4. Michael Garcia and Josh Duncan on row number 5. Row number 6, Brian Roy, Thomas O'Connor, Cody Handler with Will O'Connor back there in row number 7, Richard Covington Jr., Joe Francis on row number 8, Kelly Akron, Austin Wells back in row number 9, Cody Brewer, Bruce Spencer on row number 10. 12th row was made up of Anthony Emerson and Ron Middlem and Joshua Smith back there in row number 12. And I guess we're not seeing Uncle Tank out here tonight, but Uncle Tank, you're more welcome. Join the ranks of the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing here. And love to see you out there running, getting things done. But maybe we're just out there for some practice. And, you know, Carl, dirt isn't for everybody. That's for sure.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's for me, but it's definitely not for everybody out there. It looks like maybe Joshua Smith is not going to be partaking here in the feature tonight either, unless they're both going to start for the pits. Who knows? But the pace truck lights are out. I'm used to saying truck since we're on the dirt here. We don't see a pace truck too often here on CRN, but we're going to get this thing green this time by. Barney will wave the first green flag, and it should be a little bit more even in regards to the grip from the inside line to the outside line since the track has been reworked here, but we'll see how the 6 and 54 handle it as the pace truck is in. The green flag is out, and we are racing here at Bristol.
And on the air, you know, drivers can't stop on the pedal, but definitely need to watch their sides there as they go sideways and looking to go 3 wide there. With Josh Duncan on the outside. Or excuse me, in the middle, but definitely trying to get a hold of them cars coming off the corner, trying to get that throttle down in order to kind of use that momentum. And you can see all the sliding and kind of tapping, and the team's going to go for a ride back there as he is now sideways there. So Brian Roy, Thomas O'Connor getting involved, but Dylan Emerson out to the lead here. His caution will fly here at lap 30. I would imagine we'll probably see a good chunk of these here tonight. And hopefully caution flying laps do count, because if not, it could end up doing a very long race.
Yeah, it could be a 3-hour race for 60 laps. I seen the 5 go around there, and I think that might have been right about when the caution flag came out. So I may have to see what happened there to the 5 of Dylan Jacobs.
Yeah, I'll go back there and check to see what happened. You can see them all kind of bumping a little bit behind. They're already sideways. And the 5 just kind of coming up, trying to slide, gets up into the 3, goes sideways. While driver's doing a fantastic job, actually missing. So hardly any damage for the 5. The outcome should be good, at least be able to get that car back. Excuse me, back up to the floor.
It looks like, unfortunately, No 13 of Uncle Tank and no 48 of Joshua Smith, but we do have 22 cars out here partaking. Actually, Joe Francis looks like he made it 0.01 laps, and not sure what happened to the 50, but not out there right now. And it looks like caution laps are counting, so we got that going for us at least. But Dylan Emerson, Kyle Emerson are now going to line up on the front row. Chase Bullard, Tiffany Ellis, Matthew Hake, Austin Smith, Michael Garcia, Braden Craycraft, Josh Duncan, and Cody Handler for the top 10 now, as it's already kind of shifted around here quite a bit. A lot of drivers moving up and down the order. Ron Mellum started shotgun on the field here tonight for the feature, already up 9 spots, up in the 15th. And we've only had a couple laps of racing, so that's how quick it can happen if you can just avoid the issues here early on and work your way through the field.
Yeah, Ron Miller sporting the Crown Royal machine out here tonight. Obviously coming through the back of the field, whether he just had a bad heat race or whatever, but doing a fantastic job kind of using the opportunity to kind of get around here. And, Carl, I'm probably on one of those fences about dirt. I always seem to come out and be able to run these tracks with really no matter what car, to be honest. And not a favorite thing of mine, but I tend to do pretty well. So I do have some family members that do run some, I think they're wing sprints. I'm not sure what size, but I know up in PA somewhere up in the Northeast that they run those things, and been doing it for years since they were kids. But yeah, out here on the track with a next gen car, I mean, I know this is something they did, what was it, about 2 years ago now, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, yep, that they came out here. But, I mean, looking up front right there to the back of the 81 Kelly Akron, if dirt doesn't get you going, you get 1 month free for Blue Chew if you need something to get you going. But either way, we're back to action and action right there in front of us. And that's going to be a big one here. Quite a few cars involved. Heavy impact there for the 18, and it sounded like an engine blown right there for the 18 as well. The 24 kind of stuck right there. Not sure what to do. He's going to back out on the track. The 77 gets it back going, but we could very well be under another caution here. It looks like the 18 and the 33 both picking up a meatball flag on this one.
There, the 21 77 kind of getting together, and then it just kind of went from there as the driver started going around. So yeah, dirt, Bristol's can be tough by itself. Now add some a new flavor out there of brown, and now you're going sideways, but you can see the the massive damage there on the number 24 Will O'Connor. Gonna get it in, probably get that fast repair and get back out there. But Dylan Emerson trying to, even if this is for fun, even this is for whatever, they're coming off their break, and what a way to kind of get your season kind of started, being able to get out there, be out front, and, get some laps led here with the drivers here at Pit Road Speedway Racing. Kyle Emerson sits in P number 2, as we've seen him in the 3rd heat race. Chase Bullard back there in 3rd, and then Tiffany Ellis hanging on there in strong number 4 with Matthew Hake for your top 5. Then Braden Craycraft, Cody Handler, Michael Garcia, Cody Brewer, Ron Millum for your top 10.
I always thought it was a big marketing mistake for UPS for not sponsoring the Bristol race. And I mean, obviously, what could Brown do for you, or what could Brown do to you? Might have been a better slogan here, and I think that's what some of these drivers are experiencing here. And it's getting a little bit too loose. Again, loose can be fun when you're out here on dirt, but it's not that fast, and especially when looks like somebody was maybe taking a chew to the front of the bumper there, the 81.
We're getting a free month free.
Exactly. They're gonna have to pound that 81 back out. But we had 3 cars with a meatball flag. Looks like they all got to clean back up and getting back out there. Dylan Emerson, Kyle Emerson on the front row here to get this thing back underway. Pace truck lights are out, and they'll be pulling in this time by. We'll get this thing back underway. Already 10 laps down, 50 to go.
Yeah, they started marching away pretty quickly, even under caution. Obviously, about 30 seconds under caution, vice the 10 or 12, 15 seconds for all out going here at speed. So looking to get this thing back to green, see if they can get put something together here, but we still have 49 laps remaining. Dylan Emerson gets on that loud pedal, sends it down into turn number 1, gets a good start over the field. You see some cars a little bit sideways more than others, and Flow Racing just went down to the inside, but still going forward. So he's going to falling back just a little bit. And you see some drivers get in the car a little more sideways than other cars, and I think the ones that aren't doing much steering input are the ones that are finding themselves racking up some pretty good lap times.
Well, certainly the man you got on the screen there for a second, the 91 Ron Millam has put in some good lap times as he has now made himself all the way up in his 7th spot. Can start shotgun on the field 24th. He's up 17 spots right now into in his 7th and trying to figure out a way to work around the 64. As we got some cars, looks like bumping and banging now. Slide job from Ron Millam and Cody Brewer. Slide job, but into the side of the 64 of Michael Garcia. And now Millam right back up to the top, right back up to that cushion, and that moisture up on the top to try and run down the top 5 as he's already up to 6th place. Cody Brewer started back there in 19th. He's got the 88 rolling now as the new 88 for this season is Cody Brewer. Up 10 spots right now. We'll see another incident here. 18 into the side of the 54. Spins him perfectly backwards here, and it's not exactly a place you like to be, but looking from the top view right there for the 54, you can see that bottom line right now. All the way down to the bottom, starting to get a little bit dark, and that is the track starting to rubber in. It's going to get mighty slick on the bottom here very soon. You're going to have to see those cars start running that middle line, or even get up there on that cushion, start running the moisture.
Yeah, it almost sometimes could change right before your eyes, you know, as the track is calculating on where the track should be becoming slicker with the cars running over it. And, yeah, it's kind of like running a rain race, but we're back under caution here. It does look like something happened with Kelly Akron to bring out that caution. We'll find out. Just kind of getting in the water barrels, but does he stop it? On the front stretch, I guess, brings out the caution here at iRacing on dirt Bristol, and he'll jump to the pits as we go back under caution. But Dylan Emerson up there in the lead, and now Tiffany Ellis up there as well. So she's now in heat number 2, up 2 spots for the start. Kyle Anderson in 3rd, Matthew Hake, and then Brady Crankcraft.
Our heat number 1 front row is going to be our feature front row right now, as the 6th Dylan Emerson going to restart in 1st. Tiffany Ellis going to restart there in 2nd. We'll see if Kyle Emerson can stick with Dylan here on this restart. 83 Matthew Hake up 3 spots here from the start. Again, biggest mover Ron Millam up 18 spots. Cody Brewer up 10 spots. But even towards the back of the field, Anthony Emerson, Bruce Spencer, both up 8 spots from their respective starting positions. But yeah, these drivers, it's a little let your hair down night. It's a little kind of welcome back to the season. Welcome some new drivers here to the fray as well. But next week, the drivers will have another week off to prepare for the season, and then the actual season will start at Daytona on the 27th of May, and we'll kick off another season and have some more double feature action on Wednesday nights for everyone out there in Sierra Nation. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe, get you in touch with everything that we have to offer, as we get some pretty good, pretty fun action out here tonight at the Dirt Bristol.
Yeah, it's not, it's been a while, and yeah, I mean, we talked to Carl about, me and him kind of joked around about getting a dirt race, dirt league under our belts. So it's been quite a while. I did one there for about a season, and then obviously dirt leagues seem to fall apart pretty easily, because a lot of incidents can happen. I mean, drivers are throwing the car in there, and they're kind of at the mercy of how much momentum that car has and being able to control it. And if you're somebody that drives on single monitors, you better have a look to your right and left switch, so you can flick it around a little bit and find yourself seeing where you're at or who's next to you. But Tiffany Ellis on the outside gets a good start there. 6 on the inside this time. 9 trying to use the little bit of dirt there to their advantage. but not able to get the start there. Still have something going on. The caution flag comes out almost immediately on this one, as Dylan Jacobs is involved here. I think we'll find out what happened here at the start. It's up there and just comes down just a little bit too much, getting into the 77, and they get together again. And this time sending cars looking the wrong way here early on lap number 22. So another caution flies here, and then this is dirt. And when iRacing throws the cautions, sometimes it could be something as simple as that, and then sometimes you're like, why didn't the caution come out? Somebody's driving actually backwards on the track. I'll never get iRacing sometimes.
I believe most of the cautions here tonight, I believe it is all admin cautions here tonight. Yeah, I don't think it's on iRacing here tonight. So we can blame the admins for these cautions or lack of cautions.
Not a race.
And in the regular season, you can blame me because I'm the admin here. But tonight, I get the night off. I get to sit back here and let my hair down and just enjoy the race up here with Jimmy. But as we are, clicking off these laps, I want to thank the series for once again bringing us back. It was debated if we were going to have a second broadcasting team here tonight, but it looks like myself and Jimmy are going to be handling the season here once again for Pit Road Speed Limit Racing, and looking forward to another season with them. It's been fun. I know it's been nice in a nicer field when it comes to the amount of cars on the track. I think we've pretty much consistently seen 20 plus every week. Here tonight we had 24 show up at the track, only 22 making the feature, but still 20 plus. So shout out to all the drivers out here for making it happen week in and week out.
Yeah, it's they've got a good group of people over here, and if you're a person that likes to run a little bit later on a Wednesday night, you got some free time, would like to do some next gen racing, they got their fair share of some good tracks coming up. Obviously Daytona to start things off for just a couple of weeks, and obviously able to a league that enjoys letting their hair down just a little bit, just to kind of get back out there and get back in the car here. I mean, if you're trying to know what it's like to go sideways in these cars, I mean, this is no better way to find out here. But it does look like that 60 seems to be crabbing a little bit, Kron. If I'm not mistaken, that right rear tire might be off the ground, so he might have some damage back there. I don't know, or it's just looking funny.
I think it's the camera. I think it's just because of the track, and when you get on the gas, the on dirt in the back end is going to slide down to the inside, so it looks like he's crabbing when he's actually just on the gas. But all the drivers back on the gas here, battle for second place. Hake on the inside, and we got some contact here.
Hang on.
3 wide as Handler goes to the outside and just clears the 3, but doesn't clear the 91. And Mellum, who is the hard charger here for the night, is going to have to work his way back up through the field and maybe get some damage repaired here as well, as we got a couple cars involved. And you're going to see another caution here.
Found my tractor tires. You got a John Deere out there.
There you go. There's a John Deere out there.
I just thought it was funny seeing those treads like that out there. But yeah, another caution here coming out of 29. We're about the halfway mark now, as these drivers are out here trying to wrangle in many horsepower under a car that typically doesn't like anything but an oval with some good downforce. So not really. I mean, they need some downforce, but they need to be able to swing that rear end around. It is a handful to control on asphalt, let alone some loose surface here, but drivers doing okay when they can get the car going. It's just a little bit got to be a little more, what do they call it, like kind of not reactive, kind of like being able to judge what's going on, and your car is going to go sideways and how far it's going to sideways, and can you not put so much wheel into it, because you put too much. Actually, if you start wheeling too much, you can find yourself going around pretty easily. It's actually just, like Carl was saying, the straighter you go, the better. And a lot of times when you're going into these corners, a slight tap of the brakes shifts the weight off the rear. It comes around, and then you just work the throttle and keep your wheel pretty much straight as it goes around. and then being able to accelerate a lot more, obviously, when that car is pointed down the short chute straightaways. But it is a challenge, and that, you know, me and Carl definitely have had our battles on track, on dirt, and obviously these drivers here battling it out as well. And you know, even with a messed up car, Carl, I mean, if it slides and turns, you know, it could feel better. But look at that right front tire there for that number 21. It's definitely already
91's not much better.
Yeah, we'll see what happens the first time he goes sideways, and it could be a problem there. He might end up having to pit.
Yeah, it may sound strange, but I mean, dirt is the same as asphalt in the sense that you want as little wheel as possible in the car. You want to turn as little as possible. On asphalt, you want to turn as little as possible because you want to try and conserve tires. Here on the dirt, you want as little wheel as possible to try and make sure that car is pointed straight. The straighter the car is, the more you can get that power down on the back end. But you need to control the slide and the spin, whatever you want to consider it, with the throttle. You don't want to control it with the you don't want to control it with the actual steering wheel. You know, if you get sideways, you don't want to, you know, quick counter steer. You want to set that car in the corner and then kind of work the throttle. If you need to get a little bit more sideways, maybe jump on the gas a little bit, get that car a little bit sideways. If you need to straighten it out a little bit, let off the gas a little bit. Well, these cars are back on the gas, so we're back to green flag racing. And Jimmy, we're past the halfway point now of this 60-lap race. I think it's about time we let everyone out there in Sierra Nation get a little love to hear it.
You'd be a love to hear it, but you might be a love to watching it as they go into crash again. Michael Garcia did go down into the pits, and then Dylan Jacobs getting involved here as well. But we'll see back just to check out what happened right in the middle. We're gonna let him go. We're gonna let him rumble around here. We'll maybe get some close shots and right on board with a few cars. Here's those cars kind of roaring here tonight. You can see the 5 trying to check up there just a little bit, but ends up going around. So. A lot of damage there, 4 to 5 here on this one. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let these drivers run some caution laps, and hopefully they'll get it back going to green. But we're gonna take a short break and get a little love to hear it in.
racing action here at the Dirt Bristol, and we are down to the final 15 laps of this race as we just get done with another caution here. Some of the drivers sideways as the 21 there, Richard Covington Jr. Not exactly the fastest way around the way he's going, and it looks like we're gonna have a wreck at the front of the field. Big impact, and Tiffany Ellis almost goes up and over, and that's one thing I don't think I've seen too often or ever, at least on iRacing, is a car flipping over on dirt. Almost had it there as see Ellis tries to get up there and put the slide job on the 83, but 83 tries a crossover. You see right there, almost up and over, and then big impact right there, almost up and over, and a couple of cars help her set back down one way or another, but we have 3 meatballs there. Looks like Cratecraft, Ellis, and Wells all going to get a meatball flag on this one, and I'm sure they'll get in and get that thing repaired and get back out here. But Jimmy, I know we talked about it. It might be a little bit crazy here tonight, and it's expected. I expected it to be a little bit rough here tonight, and get the get the cobwebs off, get the fun out here tonight, and then get ready for some actual racing in a couple weeks at Daytona. But we're gonna be down to less than 10 laps to go when this thing gets back green.
Yeah, it'll be less than 10 laps to go, and then finish off this little expedition race here for the drivers and see who can conquer the dirt track. And obviously Dylan Everson doing a fantastic job. You had the likes of Tiffany Ellis up there getting involved there on that last one, and hopefully it doesn't ruin her chances of possibly coming up to the field for getting in that top 10. But right now it's Dylan Everson, Kyle Everson, Ryan Roy, Cody Handler, Chase Ballard for your top 5, Josh Duncan, Joe Francis, Ron Millen, Michael Garcia, Cody Brewer for your top 10, then Bruce Spencer, Richard Covington Jr., Matthew Hake, Craig Anthony Emerson, Austin Smith, Will Connor, Kelly Akron, Tiffany Ellis, Austin Wells, Dylan Jacobs, Thomas O'Connor, and Uncle Tank and Josh Smith.
He said expedition. I know he meant to say exhibition, but I think maybe you were right by saying this was an expedition here tonight, because this is definitely trying to search around here and trying to figure out a way to survive out here at Bristol tonight, as the Coliseum has gotten dirty for quite a few drivers out here tonight, and just trying to survive this thing here tonight, but to have a little fun while they're at it. And I know the 91 of Ron Millen has been on a bit of an expedition from the back to just about the top 5, getting taken out, went back to the back again. Now he's back up to 8th. So can the 91 continue that Crown Royal march to the front here and get his way at least up into the top 5? Maybe a chance still at the win, but we're going to have 9 laps to go once we drop the green flag here, with the Emersons on the front row. The 6 has been dominant here tonight, looking to maybe carry that domination into the season here, as well as the 6 back on the loud pedal, racing in here at Bristol.
And they start by the 6 here, they're kind of getting out there, but you can see the Valve and the C is right behind. It's kind of where we've been watching. It does check the field up. You see 82 sideways, coming back up, gets into the 19, into the 77. And it
just helping him get sideways. Just helping him get sideways. And nothing to see here. Keep it going.
Oh, no water barrels.
Nothing to see here. Watch the water barrels. Just nothing to see here. We're good. Let's talk about an expedition there for Brian Roy. He goes from 3rd all the way back to 13th. But Dylan Emerson leading the way. Kyle Emerson trying to run him down here in the 60. As we cross the line, we got 7 laps to go.
7 quick laps here at that first quarter. With these next check cars. Plenty fast enough here for sure. Ours are trying to keep
yellow as one deer. Number 21 of Richard Covington. He's definitely been on a bit of an expedition here tonight, and you see him trying to come down the track, trying to straighten it out, but clips the 64. And then I'm not sure if you can say he just clipped the tire, the water barrels there. That was a pretty heavy impact. Luckily, it was on the passenger door, or we could have been making a trip to the infield care center.
Yeah, pretty quickly you can see the John Deere in water. Definitely not the spot you want to be. Trying to get off the wall, 64 backing up and
So you get stuck on this wall and you're like, well, what should I do? Should I just drive into the pits? Can I back up? What's going on here? So obviously 21 figures it out here. Currently in the pits right at the moment. Yes, Richard Carpenter is coming in.
Yeah, definitely going to need to get that thing fixed up. Not sure if he's going to fast repair or not. Yep, there we go. It's like nothing ever happened, Jimmy. It's just, again, nothing to see here. 21 gets back in there, and I believe he's going to be a lap down here, and we'll see if he is allowed to get the lap back. It's, again, just a fun one here tonight, but Dylan Emerson having plenty of fun leading this thing from the rip, and he's got Kyle on his outside here again for another restart. And we got the 54 Chase Bullet working his way back up there. He started in second place here tonight, won heat number 2, trying to get his way back up there to the front to have his bid at the win here tonight. Cody Handler up 10 spots from the start of the feature race here tonight. He's up into 4th. Ron Millum again up 18 spots. He's in 6th place right now. Row number 3 for this restart, and restarting on the outside, that's where I want to be right now.
I mean, I think I want to be the leader. He's been able to control the lead here, and you get a nice jump, and it does take a little bit to pass on dirt. You know, unless that person in front of you messes up, you have to get the run. You have to find the grip. And as you can see, riding on board here with Cody Handler, going down into the corner here, look at all the shiny stuff. That is not tacky dirt or wet dirt. That is rubbered in dirt, slick as can be, black ice, whatever you want to call it. It's horrible. Get in that thing, it doesn't steer, it doesn't grip, it doesn't do anything except allow you to slide more freely.
Race car lights are out. It's about time to get this thing back underway, and this is going to be an unofficial green-white checkered right now, as we're going to see these drivers maybe get this thing still done in a regulation. Back on the lap panel is the field, and a pretty good restart from everyone. The 60 heads in on the inside. You see the 6 heads in on the inside, the 60 on the outside. Some battling, some passing back in the back. The 64 goes sideways in the back of the pack, and that is going to bring us under a caution here as we will start to go into green-white checker territory.
Green-white checker here for Michael Garcia, and just kind of starting to lose that car there, and gets too much sideways, ends up going around. And what do you call him? Car involved, involved with a caution device. 64. Looking the wrong way. Missing some spots for tonight. But we're going to get going back around, be a first attempt at a green-white checker. Get this thing finished up here tonight too. But yeah, trying to, maybe they're just extending it inadvertently because they enjoy it so much.
For some, sure. For most, probably not. I think they'll be happy that you know, they had a little bit of fun here, and hopefully they keep the big ones away from Daytona in a few weeks, as there's been a few big ones here tonight. But most of it has just been drivers kind of just overdriving the car, and hopefully they learn a little bit from this, because as we mentioned so many times, you know, you can, if you're, you know, your season is an oval season, like you know, pit road speed limit racing is, it doesn't mean when you get on road or on dirt that you don't learn anything. You learn something from every discipline that you're getting out there, and at the very least, you're learning car control here tonight. You're learning, you know, how that brake point is on the tires, and working on trying to keep that thing as straight as possible. On ovals, you want to do the same thing. On asphalt, you want to try and keep that car as straight as possible. That's the fastest way to keep the speed in the car. When you go to road courses, you're going to learn, you know, braking, and you know how hard you can get on the brakes, and how you can, you know, maybe trail brake, rotate through the corners. That can pay off when it gets to you know, some of your short tracks or some of your lower, you know, mid-level tracks that you're going to be using the brakes a little bit. So everything, you know, works together. Everything, you can learn something from asphalt to take you to dirt, vice versa. Same thing with road, everything like that. Not sure how much you can learn from you know, going over jumps on the dirt road side of it. I guess, you know, if you're flying through the air, you know what it looks like.
You never want to jab the brakes. Landing is crucial.
We are doubled up, ready to go for green-white checkered attempt number 1. There's a possibility of 3 green-white checkers here tonight, so we'll see how long, how many it takes here to get around. If we get the white flag, the next flag will end it. But right now, we need to get to that white flag, and it looks like, just noticing right now, quite a bit of, I believe, Pokemon painted cars out there, the 6, the 19.
Over from last season, yeah.
Yeah, could very well be, as we're back underway here, and you see some of the cars trying to get the power down. But here at Bristol, when you try and get the power down on the dirt, the back end wants to slide to the left. That's why you see them a little bit sideways coming off onto the back stretch, and get some cars nosing it in there. Big impact there into turn number 3, and we are going to get the white flag here. 1 more lap to go. The 6 sends it in and wanted to the 60, gaining some traction here. Can he have 1 more attempt at the pass? Going to send it in here, but the 6 is going to be the one that tames the dirt here at Bristol, as Anthony Emerson down there on the inside almost took out Kyle at the end. But Dylan Emerson, Kyle Emerson, Chase Bullard are going to be your top 3 here tonight. Braden Craycraft, Michael Garcia rounds out your top 5. Cody Handler, Josh Duncan, Ron Millum, Brian Roy, and Austin Smith for your top 10.
What a great race. Actually, what a way to kind of break the ice, I think. Kind of get out here and just have some fun. And definitely look forward to, next week can be a little boring, Carl. So, kind of getting a break of fun, and then maybe a little boredom next week, because it'll be green flag pretty much the whole time. We all know that. Obviously it's white knuckle racing. White knuckle plate track, and these cars do stick with each other when it comes down to super speedway racing. But great race here tonight for the drivers, and finishing. Kind of wanted to say thank you for all those that kind of showed up here tonight, and obviously welcome back to the CRN here with PSL Pit Road Speed Limit Racing. As Emerson is your winner here tonight, and we'll go ahead and run down those results here on where your favorite driver might have finished here in this expedition match. Dylan Emerson will be your winner over Kyle Emerson. Chase Bullard in 3rd, Brady Craycraft in 4th, Michael Garcia in 5th, Cody Handler in 6th, Josh Duncan in 7th, Ron Millum in 8th, Brian Roy in 9th, Austin Smith for your top 10. Then Matthew Hake, Joe Francis, Anthony Emerson, Richard Covington Jr., Kelly Akron finishes in 15th, 16th, Will O'Connor, Bruce Spencer in 17th, 18th back there with Tiffany Ellis. I'm sure she would love to finish up there a lot farther where she started. And then 19th is Cody Brewer, 20th is Austin Wells, 21st Dylan Jacobs, 22nd Thomas O'Connor, Josh Smith in 23rd, 24th Uncle Tank. Maybe just out there support, maybe somebody's spotter, whatever it might be. Shout out to Uncle Tank. And then in that will be your 24 cars people that participated here tonight on CRN with Pit Road Speed Limit Racing at Dirt Bristol.
Our top 3 here, ready for their interviews here. And again, as Jimmy said, I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in tonight. Hit that like and subscribe, get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer, as this is our doubleheader on Wednesday night. Not going to have the racing next week. I know Jimmy mentioned next week is going to be a lot of green flag racing. Not going to be a single yellow next week. Not also going to be a single green flag either. They have the 1 week off, and then they'll kick it off here at Daytona on the 27th. But 3rd place here tonight is going to go to the 54 of Chase Bullard. Chase, you started up there on the front row, winning heat number 2 here tonight. Just couldn't get it done here in the feature, but talk to me about how much fun it was out there, how chaotic it was, and how it was throwing these cars around here at Bristol.
Man, I tell you what, these cars are not meant for this. I hate this. Not that I hate it. It was fun. Don't get me wrong, but man, all that cars is wrecking left and right. I feel like I was in a war zone, like D-Day. And man, I don't even know. I was up at the front, and then I gassed up too hard, I think on the apron. I can't even tell where the apron is, to be honest with you, until you start spinning out. Spun out, and then Thomas finished the job, spun me completely out. So I had to start from the very back, come all the way back up again. It's just chaos.
Yeah, I know that the car probably felt like it was on a swivel a lot here tonight, but you kind of need to keep your head on a swivel to see if anybody was to your inside, sliding up there towards your left rear quarter panel, or what have you. But it looked like towards the end of the feature there, it started to really slick off there. It looked like the track started to rubber in, which is not exactly a good thing on dirt.
Yeah, no, I had to start hitting that bottom. The top worked out great at the start, where it was more tacky, not in that groove. And then I had to start moving out of the bottom because the top was not working for me at all. It was too slick. And the bottom just works out way, way better for me.
Well, either way, you get yourself a third here tonight in the Clash, and you get yourself your sights set for the season starting up here in a couple weeks at Daytona. So we want to wish you luck here for the season. Before we let you go and get out of here tonight, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
All right, I will try to do this right now. The last time I messed it up, I got to think family, my team, my car. That's about it, I think. Yeah, thank everybody,
All right, buddy. Well,
critique.
well,
I guess I'll do this more often to get better.
Hopefully, with the season coming up here, you get some more top threes, and you can rehearse this a little bit more, and we get to talk to you more. So, congrats again on the third place here tonight. Wish you luck on the season, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Hey, I'll see y'all later.
Is your third place finisher here tonight, the 54 of Chase Bullard. Second place here tonight is going to go to the 60 of Kyle Emerson.
Hey, Kyle, Jimmy Carl up in the booty copy.
Howdy doody.
Well, welcome back here to Wednesday Night Racing. And one way to start off here, kind of loosen everything up and talk about the dirt track here at Bristol. You're able to get a good finish there for the heat race and then get yourself a second place finish and almost had that win over Dylan, but wasn't quite, didn't have the time or the runs to even get a real good attempt at it. But you finished here well tonight, so we want to say congratulations. But give us a little rundown of how it was out there, and are you looking forward to the upcoming season in a couple weeks?
It was really fun. Like me and Tiffany and Matt had a good battle going for, I guess, 3 or 4 restarts, and it was fun till it wasn't, and they ended up colliding and disappearing. But it was fun. And then I think it was the first green-white checkered. I had Dylan. I was ready. I was like, he's gonna make a mistake. He doesn't have much experience on the dirt, and I was like, gosh, no! I was like, there it went. The track was getting slick. You could just see it. It was just clearing up on the top, and I'm like, I don't know if I can keep throwing it up there and coming out successfully.
Yeah, give the fans a little insight what the shiny stuff is like out there when you're driving around trying to maintain a lead or in a good position for a podium.
So the shiny stuff's where the dirt rubs off, and then it just reveals some pavement, and then after a while the pavement gets rubbered up. I don't think we got to that point, but it was loose up top.
Definitely one way to like I said, loosen things up here for the league and get things started with a good old clash at Dirt Bristol. But I want to say congratulations, and hopefully you can take this momentum moving forward for the season and get yourself more podiums throughout. But we want to say congratulations, give you some time for any shouts you might have in that car.
Yeah, that's the plan. I walk away with as many podiums as possible. I want to say thank you to Tiffany for the beautiful paint schemes. She does great. You'll see a lot of them this year. I am very excited for our theme nights. We worked hard together and they're all so good. So I look forward to that. I'm hoping we do some competitions, but we'll see how that goes. But thank you to everyone watching and you guys. We appreciate you guys putting this on.
I really appreciate the shout outs as always. Again, congratulations. We'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That is your second place finisher tonight, the 60 of Kyle Emerson. Top spot here tonight. He had the pole after winning the first heat. Would not let the lead go here tonight. And that probably was a good safe bet. And almost, I know we're starting at Daytona in a couple weeks, but it seemed like you wanted to be front runner here one way or another, Dylan, and trying to avoid any of the chaos going on behind you.
Yeah, it was nice to avoid all the chaos, and I just wanted to put that little stranglehold on the field and be like, look, I'm coming for this championship. Dylan might have snuck this one out at Homestead a few weeks ago, but this third one's mine.
Still chewing at you from losing it last season, as you definitely had a good season, and just wasn't enough at Homestead. But getting ready to start a new season here. I mean, you definitely had a good season last year. It didn't culminate in the championship, but what do you think of the schedule coming up? What do you think your chances? Obviously, starting off and like you said, kind of putting the first little check mark in the box there, winning the Clash here tonight.
I'm excited for it. I think we have a good schedule. We have some road courses that'll throw some of our guys for a loop and force them to get a little bit better. So I'm excited for that challenge. And I like going back to a chase format and not doing the playoffs where it's a one race winner take all at a track I'm not good at. So I'm excited for points to matter again. It's going to be nice.
Well, no points on the line here tonight, but we get to see that 6 do plenty good driving, and it almost looked like Kyle was the only one to give you a shot there at the end, and almost had a shot at getting around you. But how much were you kind of mirror driving that last restart, or how much were you just working on hitting your marks?
Yeah, the last 3 or 4 restarts, I think I was mirror driving the first lap. If we got more than a lap, then I was in my own little world, but that last restart, I'm like, oh, he got a good restart. Oh, no. And then by the time we got to the white flag, I'm like, okay, there's a big enough gap. We just have to not make a mistake here.
Yeah, a lot of times on dirt, that's really what it is. Just don't screw up, and you'll be in a good spot. But either way, congrats on the win here tonight. Before we let you go and get out of here and get ready for the season, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
I want to thank Tiff. She's the only one that was able to pass me today in the heat race. She does all my paints and does a very good job of it. Maximum Edge Designs, and she's amazing. And I want to thank Kyle for not taking me out one of those last 2 restarts.
All right, buddy. Well, congrats again on the win here tonight. Wish you luck this season. I'm sure we'll be talking to you quite a bit as you try and gun for that championship here once again. Before we let you go, well, actually, we already got the shout outs, but we'll go ahead and let you go here tonight, and we'll see you in a couple weeks at Daytona.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
You too, buddy. That's the 6 of Dylan Emerson getting it done here tonight in the Clash for Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series. Want to thank everyone out there for tuning in again tonight. Hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. Tune in tomorrow night for Virtual Velocity Racing and the Core GT Series as we have the doubleheader on Thursday night. But for myself and Jimmy from the Dirt Bristol Motor Speedway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.